As of March 20, 2025, renowned Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis is embroiled in a labyrinth of legal issues and contentious in-ring incidents. Davis, who is well known for his explosive power and boasts a 30-win, 1-draw professional record, has recently had to deal with courtroom drama, a contested fight result, and continuous verbal sparring with challenger Lamont Roach Jr. His experiences over the last few months depict a fighter at a crossroads, juggling the demands of public scrutiny and legal repercussions with his position as the World Boxing Association (WBA) lightweight champion. The main cause of Davis's legal troubles is a hit-and-run that happened in Baltimore on November 5, 2020. At the intersection of Martin Luther King Jr. and Washington Boulevards, he was driving his 2020 Lamborghini Urus when he ran a red light, colliding with a 2004 Toyota Solara and causing injuries to 4 persons, including a pregnant mother. Davis left the scene of the collision, which also caused his car to crash into a 7-Eleven fence. He was sentenced to 90 days of home detention and 3 years of probation after entering a guilty plea to 4 traffic violations in Baltimore Circuit Court in 2023. He was first mandated to serve this confinement at Calvin Ford's house, his longtime coach. When it was later revealed that Davis had been lodging at a Four Seasons hotel and a $3.4 million penthouse condo in Locust Point, Circuit Judge Althea M. Handy canceled this agreement. In an Instagram Live tirade that has since been removed, Davis referred to Handy as crazy, saying that she imprisoned him just because he purchased real estate. His outrage at the legal lapse was evident in this comment. Early in 2025, the legal drama took a new turn. Less than half a mile from the Clarence M. Mitchell and Elijah E. Cummings courthouses, on East Redwood Street in downtown Baltimore, Davis was seen eating at Proper Cuisine on January 22 by his Maryland probation agent. Given that Davis, who is currently living in Parkland, Florida, had left the state without his probation agent's consent, a blatant breach of his terms, this sighting sparked suspicions. Judge Handy held an impromptu hearing on March 19, 2025, as a result of this occurrence. Both his probation officers from Maryland and Florida requested jail time during the hearing. Kia Yancey of Maryland noted that it was difficult to get in touch with Davis directly, frequently needing to go through his team or lawyer. After speaking with Baltimore State's Attorney Ivan Bates, Assistant State's Attorney David Owens first advocated for a $25,000 punishment, but he later indicated that a smaller sum was being considered. Hunter Pruitt, Davis's lawyer, urged for leniency, pointing to his client's community service and adherence to specific probation requirements. He maintained that the infraction was due to a mistake in judgment rather than criminal activity. In court, Davis expressed regret, stating that he had been training in Washington, D.C., and had made a dinner break in Baltimore. But Judge Handy was unconvinced, pointing out that he wasn't training as stated but rather out celebrating with a group. Following 2 bench talks, she decided against further jail time and instead ordered a $1,000 gift to the Community Assistance Network and an 18-month extension of his probation. "I don't like sending anyone to jail, sir," Handy said, underscoring her reluctance to incarcerate. "I really don't," he said, but advised Davis to wake up and refrain from going to court any more until he went to law school and became a lawyer again. Although it highlighted the ongoing conflict between Davis's legal responsibilities and his celebrity lifestyle, this decision spared him from immediate jail. In addition to his legal disputes, Davis's boxing career encountered a controversial setback on March 1, 2025, when he defended his title against Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The strongly favored champion was expected to deliver a spectacular performance to the 19,250-strong crowd, but the bout finished in a majority draw, with 2 judges awarding it 114-114 and a third giving Davis a 115-113 advantage. At 114-114, ESPN also gave it an equal score. The fight, which was supposed to be a simple defense of his WBA lightweight title, turned contentious, especially in the 9th round when Davis suddenly took a knee in response to a jab from Roach. Referee Steve Willis started to count but stopped, declaring it not a knockdown. This judgment caused controversy. "I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my hair," Davis reaffirmed after the fight, attributing the incident to his hair's grease combining with perspiration and stinging his eyes. "The perspiration caused my eyes to burn." However, Roach maintained that the rules ought to have been followed. It should be a knockdown if you take a knee and the referee begins counting. I win the battle if that results in a knockdown. The event in the 9th round turned into a flashpoint. Roach might have won a 10-8 round if it had been scored as a knockdown, which could have tipped the scales in his favor with a score of 114-113. Rather, the draw was maintained after two judges gave Davis a 10-9 advantage in that round. Both combatants and supporters were unhappy when the outcome was upheld despite an appeal filed by Roach's camp with the New York State Athletic Commission. Davis remarked, "Lamont is a great fighter," acknowledging Roach's abilities. "As I mentioned earlier, he had the skills. He had the ability to punch. It served as a lesson. We're hoping to run it back." While Roach believed he had done enough to win, he said, "I thought I pulled it out, but that's what two skilled fighters do. I was certain that I had won, but we could reverse it." The fight was statistically close. Roach connected on 112 of 400, displaying more activity, while Davis hit 103 of 279 blows, demonstrating his careful, economical style. Davis, who usually starts slowly and waits for opportunities that seldom completely materialize, was dissatisfied by Roach's strategy. Roach kept Davis on his toes by pressing forward and landing counters, such as a beautiful right hand in the 8th. In order to rescue the draw, Davis increased his production by the championship rounds, focusing on Roach's body and winning the last two rounds on all scorecards. However, the Brooklyn crowd was taken aback and the boxing world was abuzz by Davis's lack of a knockout, which has been a defining feature of his career. He had 29 previous stoppages. Roach became much more confident in the aftermath. He has persistently sought a rematch in spite of the commission's decision, supported by his ascent to number 6 in ESPN's 135-pound rankings and Devin Haney's overtake of Davis in Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound list. "I demonstrated that I was a pound-for-pound talent against a generational star," Roach said on Instagram. "I was born a star, but on March 1st, the world finally got a chance to examine a star. I'm eager to run it back and perform once again." His arrogance was evident in his online altercations, where he challenged Davis supporter Lorenzo Simpson to a $250,000 bet and made vague threats against Davis, suggesting that there was still resentment outside of the ring. Usually quick with trash talk, Davis has been unusually silent since the altercation. After first implying a rematch before the end of May, he has since stopped talking, which some see as a calculated move, possibly planning a more powerful comeback or considering his options as he approaches retirement. Davis admits that he only has 3 or 4 fights left, so he's probably looking at profitable options. Even while it would be nice to clear the score, a rematch with Roach might not be as lucrative as fights against more well-known opponents like Shakur Stevenson or a follow-up with Ryan Garcia, who is committed to fights against Rolly Romero and possibly Devin Haney. Davis had dismissed the New York native as unimportant in the boxing world, but in a recent ESPN interview with Stephen A. Smith, he alluded to his willingness to fight Stevenson. Davis has been under more attention outside of the courtroom and ring. A leaked video of a conversation with referee Steve Willis during his most recent bout gave rise to bribery claims. However, his attorney pointed out that the case was dropped by the New York State Athletic Commission, making it moot. His story was further complicated by the fact that he collapsed in court following a hearing for a probation violation, which was ascribed to stress or weariness. Judge Handy indicated a tighter leash when he denied Davis's request to travel to Japan for his 30th birthday during the March hearing, although acknowledging his travel privileges, which include trips to the U.S. Virgin Islands and the 2024 Paris Olympics to support Team USA Boxing. Davis finds himself at a turning point as the dust settles. Although the unsolved conflict with Roach and the boxing public needs resolution, his judicial leniency affords an opportunity to concentrate. Fans may get the pyrotechnics they wanted on March 1st from a rematch, but Davis's quiet indicates he's planning his next move, balancing legacy, money, and personal freedom. Full of energy, Roach won't let him relax, continuing to put pressure on him via public challenges and social media. The Baltimore champion is still a mysterious character for the time being, and his next move is as unpredictable as it is expected in a sport that feeds on drama both inside and beyond the ring.